Shammara. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. All right. Does everything sound good on your side? Look good on your side?
So far, so good.
Excellent. Great. That's good
I
to
was
hear.
wondering if we were.
Oh yeah. Yep. Okay. So we've been the last couple of times we've met. Oh, whoops. There we go. We've the last couple times we've been meeting, picking an emotional focus for our characters. So did you think about maybe an emotional focus you'd like for us to work on this week?
Honestly, I was sleeping.
Oh,
I'm sleepy. Um,
we could do sleepy characters.
sure, let's do sleep. Let's go sleepy. I think I can give you really good sleepy today.
So let's see, who
Um,
are some good sleepy characters? I think like somebody like Snorlax is an obvious. Sleepy in the Seven Dwarves is another obvious character.
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. Those are all really good, like obvious ones. Who are some others that maybe I feel like Snow White could be
That's
one
sleep.
because she's, passed out from the poisoned apple and then wakes up. Um, Maybe like Garfield, I feel like is one. He's
Somebody slept. Yeah, he's sleepy. Yes.
yeah. I feel like you could look at somebody like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, um, or maybe even people hmm, like the Snuffleupagus in Sesame Street. Like he moves slowly, he speaks slowly. Mm,
I feel like there's like a show where somebody was asleep in the closet for almost the entire, and in the end.
I know E.T. hides in the closet. But yeah, someone like falling asleep in the closet and coming out. Trying to think. Uh the
Maybe
Sandman, maybe. I
like
mean, he
Max.
sprinkles dust. What was that?
I was gonna say like a mattress commercial
Oh, yeah,
person,
that's true.
right? Or like somebody for like Ambien, um,
Yeah.
like pharmaceuticals that put people to
Yeah.
sleep. I'm trying to think who else. Maybe even like a drunk person. I don't know. I'm trying to think outside of the box. Wasn't there
Yeah.
a sleepy new like a Peanuts character? Somebody who's a little bit sleeping all the time, like he would have disease following him. Which one's that? We'll see.
I know that Linus carries a blanket around and like sucks his thumb. Who is the sleepy one? Oh, is it Peppermint Patty? Is she the one? She like falls asleep in class.
Maybe. I don't know why. I just feel like I have an image of that. So let me see. So yeah. So Chat GPT. Rip Rip
It'll
Van
know.
Winkle. Little Nemo.
Oh, yeah.
Homer Simpson is often sleepy.
That's
Pumbaa.
a good one.
I guess Jigglypuff from
Oh, yeah.
Are there sleepy peanut characters?
I think it's Peppermint Patty.
Linus, while not always sleepy, he's famously known for his attachment to a security blanket, using it as comfort and sleep. Woodstock, Snoopy's feathered friend, often depicted as sleepy or getting rest, but he doesn't say anything
He
here.
doesn't talk. Yeah, he's cute though. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I found some good like commercial lines that could be fun because you had mentioned like mattress commercials.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to think of
Yeah. So I was looking at
who
some
would be
different
sleeping.
options. And then you had mentioned an Ambien commercial. Let me see.
Dopey from Snow White.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Huckleberry Finn, laid back, sleepy demeanor.
I feel like this Ambien commercial is more of just like commercially. It doesn't feel as much like you're sleepy to me. Seems more like
Mm.
compassionate, not like you're the person who is sleepy. But that's one I've
Funny,
found.
so many female sleepy. Uh,
I
pr-
know there's so many male characters.
I guess Sailor Moon has a character that has
Yeah, there's a cute
naps.
one. It's like somebody sleepy at school. Um, um, there's a character named Usagi who is
Okay.
who has this monologue that could work. Like she's like been fighting monsters all night and she's tired.
Okay, okay. We got options. Okay.
Yeah, so I put a few in the chat there. I was thinking in Bluey there's Pillow Cat who like is always napping. Could be a fun
I don't
one
know.
too.
I'm not a character, but I've been, it's been a couple years since I've watched Bluey's now that my boy's a bit older. It's a good one though.
Yeah.
That one's a good show. Well, looks like we got some options.
I think so. Yeah. So let's just start with one of the ones in the chat and then we'll go from there. Yeah, even like
Okay.
Greek mythology characters like the god of sleep, Hypnos is, a boy or like there's like a shepherd who's put to sleep by Selene, the moon goddess, like but they're boys.
Narcissus or something. Doesn't he fall into the water, falls
Mm.
asleep or something, looking at himself, or is that just looking at himself?
Yeah, I
Can't
think
remember.
I think he's just like very vain. The ones I'm
Just
thinking
uses
of,
his body.
yeah. So yeah, okay. Well, let's start with these because I think we've got a few good ones. I was thinking of the princesses that we talked about too, like Aurora and Snow White.
Yeah. Okay.
All
We'll
right.
start with the if you
You
let
want to
sleep.
start? Yeah, let's start there with the commercial.
Okay. If you love sleep as much as I do, you'll fall for this mattress. Literally. Why count sheep when you can count on comfort? Dreams start here, and I'm living proof. Nap. I'm tired after nap. I don't know. I just made it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it.
Sorry.
Yeah, so our goal here obviously is to sell mattresses. So, we're trying to relate to people who they're tired and they need a comfy bed. So trying to like be like, "Hey, I feel ya. I'm right there with you." And trying to get them to be like, "Oh, this seems like a great idea. Maybe I just need a new mattress." So when approaching commercials, I always try to think about like, what So this is somebody who's like, I just really like to sleep. It's my favorite thing. I feel like it could be like someone who gets their beauty rest, like maybe she wears the eye masks with the big eyes, like in Breakfast at Tiffany's or something. Um, maybe she's like, I could imagine them like having her like literally falling back and like lounging on it, so I feel like it could be a little more playful or dramatic a little bit too with that first line. Um, so what do you kind of envision for that?
Mm, yeah, I mean, I was just playing around with yawning.
Yeah,
But
no, I think that's great.
um, I could, yeah, because the literal falling portion clearly would be an indication that the person is going to be,
Mhm.
you know, falling
Yeah,
out to a bed, perhaps. And
right.
then, yeah, and then dreams start here could even be like them actually like sleeping, and or like
Mhm.
snuggling up. So, yeah.
Yeah, I could see like the dream start here as being a little more like advertisey, like, their little catchphrase, dreams start here. And then it can be a little more like conversational. And I'm living proof. Nap after nap. Like you lay down after that. So I feel like it could start out a little bit more like that tagline, like, you know, uh, I'm loving it, like, like a some kind of a catchphrase kind of thing. And then after that, a little more like a real person. And I'm living proof. Nap after nap, and maybe like, they could do a lot of different approaches. It could be like you just put your baby down to sleep and you're like, oh, good, I get a nap now. Like it could be a bunch of different approaches. I feel like it could be somebody who like they have a bunch of screaming kiddos and they just finally got them onto the school bus and they're like, oh, good, back to bed. Because maybe they were up late cleaning and then they were up early getting lunches packed and breakfast ready. And they're like, oh, finally, I get a nap. Like you could do a bunch of different things with it, I think. Um, so yeah, I feel like we could do a little bit of a different vibe with each one. Um, so yeah, what do you think? Do you feel like it would all be part of the same commercial or it would be like a different commercial for each one?
I mean, I see where you're going with the fact that it literally could be three different
Hmm.
individuals, and even in the same commercial,
Yeah,
right? Like it's like a montage or whatever, but it's three
like
different.
little
Like first you see,
vignettes.
this person, like, yeah, just kind of
Or it could
falling.
be the same person in different commercials, kind of like Flo from Progressive is in a bunch of different commercials, or like Jake from State Farm in a whole bunch of different commercials. So it could be like that too, where you're the same person, but then it's a different commercial setting, right? So what do you feel like would be the elements that you want to really lean into and bring out more? And for this kind of commercial style, typically we go faster for commercials, but since you're talking about sleep, I probably would slow it down a little bit because I feel like racing through a sleeping commercial would be weird, like dreams start here and I'm living proof nap after nap, like I feel like that's just ridiculous. So I feel like I would slow it down, maybe make it warmer, kind of setting that mood of, oh, wouldn't a nap be nice? You know, or like, you know, comfort, that kind of thing, like what words to bring out, like loving
Into that.
sleep. So just kind of a thought of what words do we really want to bring out here?
Well, for the first sentence, definitely love, fall, and literally.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Love, fall, literally. Perfect. So let's try that and really lean into those words more.
Okay. If you love sleep as much as I do, you'll fall for this mattress. Literally.
I think you could also do like a cute thing with fall, with like leaves falling out the window, or like she's falling into a pile of leaves and it transforms into a mattress or something.
Like, yeah, some
Yeah.
sort of a.
Yeah. So just like a thought. I feel like they could do some creative things there. Or it could be like Valentine's Day and they could have like, falling in love and then like hearts everywhere and loving sleep. And it's like you're all romantic and then it turns out you're in love with sleep and you're just like
It's
cozy
really
up to
good
your
for that.
mattress. Yeah. It's like it's gonna be so romantic of a Valentine's Day and then it's you like nuzzled up in bed all cozy. I feel like they could do some clever things. All right. So then for the why counting sheep one, I feel like for this one, really ask the question. Um, because when you ask a question, people, even if it's rhetorical, they think of what their answer is in their head. Um, so it's like, why do this when you can do that, you know?
Mhm.
And I also like to play up because count is there twice and it's like a play on words. I'd probably play that up a little bit. Like, why count sheep when you can count on comfort, right? Like, making sure that I bring out the differences there a little bit as well. You want to try that one?
Sure. Why count sheep when you can count on comfort?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, and it's very like you have this sound like, ugh, why would you want to count sheep? And then it's like, ah, but you could do this and it's nice, right? So you kind of like descended and were a little lower pitched with like counting sheep, and it's like, don't want to do that, you know? And then your voice raised a little bit and you're like, oh, but this is the good option. So I really liked the inflection tone that you had there because you made it really, really clear that it was like disapproving of the first. It's like, ugh, who would want to do that? Like a teenager being like, ew, did you see her sweater? Ugh, like puke green, guys, right? And then being like, oh my gosh, but Susie's new shoes that she got for Christmas, so cute. So your tone changed. It was very like, ew, why would you want to do that? So it wasn't like over exaggerated either, but it definitely was there, that attitude towards each. So that actually was really nice. That worked beautifully. And then what about the last one? What do you think for this one?
I think I like what you suggested earlier. Like I love for this particular one, I like the dreams start here is kind of like maybe their tagline,
Mhm.
and then you kind of come out of it and you're just like, and
Yeah.
I'm living proof. And then nap after nap is just kind of like maybe being cutesy.
Yeah, and I could see it being kind of like dreams start here and like they have a picture of the store and then like you're a real person who pops out and you're like, and I'm living proof. And then they like cut to another shot of you like laying in bed cozy. And then your voice comes
Yeah.
in nap after nap, like so that it could have these different shots and angles to emphasize different things. So I probably would put a pause between each of those so that you have three distinct different moments and where they can then have the different shots and edit it together really well. Yeah. So why don't we try that,
Yeah.
thinking about the different shots and like the storyboard lineup?
Okay. Dreams start here. And I'm living proof. Nap after nap.
Yeah. And it feels to me too like napping is a luxury. Like that's kind of the vibe that I got there, that
It is.
it's like, oh, this is what dreams are made of. Napping whenever I want, that it's like I work
So
hard.
real.
Yeah, that it's like, oh,
Maybe we should
luxuriating
take
in
the
silk sheets.
literally and put that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What
So
else?
I really like that too, that it's like treat yourself or like that self-care and yeah, I feel like they each have a distinctly different kind of energy and attitude to them. And you could approach them where they all are the same commercial, they all are the same person. Or you can do different things with each, which I think is kind of a fun way, especially when you're practicing or when you're putting together a reel to showcase different things. I think that works really nicely. Beautiful. All right. So the next one was um for Ambien, but it's more, I feel like kind of like compassionate, like, hey, like I'm talking to the people who are struggling and it's like, guys, we get it. Sometimes it's just real tough to sleep, but we are here to help you. So being like really compassionate and then like at the end, making it feel kind of like that contrast with why count sheep when you can count in comfort, where it's like at the beginning, it's like, oh, this sucks. And then at the end, it's like, oh, but it can be better, and so having that shift happen but sounding really like compassionate, like we care about what you're going through.
Okay. For some, a good night's sleep feels out of reach. Racing thoughts, stress, and restlessness that can keep you from the rest you deserve. Ambien is here to help. A doctor prescribed medication. Ambien is proven to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer so you can wake up refreshed and ready to face the day. I don't know. I'm
Okay,
really crappy
yeah.
today. I
How would you
I'm
say it
doing
if
so
you were
badly.
like a nurse? Like you're the nurse and you're talking to them and you're like, "Oh man, tell me more about that." You know what? I do think we can
Mhm.
help with that. This doctor works with people that deal with that all the time. That's all we do here. We're gonna get you taken care of, So like maybe you're doing like the intake and asking questions and being compassionate. Maybe you're like working at a sleep specialist center or something. Um, and so it's a little less like commercially and a little more um, like making them feel heard and seen and, like it's all going to be okay.
Okay. For some, a good night's sleep feels out of reach. Racing thoughts, stress, restlessness can keep you from the rest you deserve. Ambien is here to help. A doctor prescribed medication. Ambien is proven to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer so you can wake up refreshed and ready to face the day. I
Nice.
don't know.
Yeah, I like it. It's because it's like it's gonna sound a little bit commercially because of the way it's written. But I feel like it did have more of that, um, like, hey, like we get it and we care and we're here for you kind of vibe. Um, I was thinking we could maybe play with the speed a little bit, like with racing thoughts, stress, restlessness. Like, like the racing thoughts, like that can be a little bit faster and like making it sound stressed, making it sound restless. Um, and then like a little more, maybe like I could see them changing the music at like ambient is here to help, where it's like happier music kicks in and it's like at first it's like
From the save the day.
negative, like slow, and then it's like happy beat and it's like yay, it's gonna be better, and then it shifts to like a person's all cozy with like lullaby music in the background, like you know I don't know, I don't think they would have that even because like they say fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer and then wake up refreshed. I think they would just have like pumped up music all throughout. So I think at the beginning they'd probably put like, music that's like, ugh, this sucks, and like strident and not fun, and a person like tossing and turning and stressed out and like tension building, and then that resolution with like a happy, upbeat music. We're here to help. We're proven to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed. Like a little more peppy. So can we try it out with like the sharp contrast where at the beginning it's like, ugh, this all sucks. And then it's like, but it's gonna be better.
For some, a good night's sleep feels out of reach. Racing thoughts, stress, and restlessness can keep you from the rest you deserve. Ambien is here to help. A doctor prescribed medication. Ambien is proven to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer so you can wake up refreshed and ready to face the day.
Yeah, I like that better. Yeah. Because I like to think, especially with commercials, about what probably would be happening possibly. And so I'll kind of put together the storyboard in my mind and be like, okay, where would they be? What would happen? And then what would happen after that? And just trying to kind of envision those changes that are going to be happening in the storyline so that it's not all just feeling like it's two-dimensional, but like actually turning it into a three-dimensional kind of thing in my mind, or like, you know, where it feels like it's unfolding in front of you. So, and I find then it can feel a lot more active and like it has direction. Good. So let's try the next one with the kid who's like, "Oi, why does school start so early?" And they talk about thinking being overrated. They're like, "It's too early for this." Maybe they have a big test first thing and they're just like, "Ugh, this is the worst."
Why do they always schedule school at like the crack of dawn? Who decided 8 a.m. was a reasonable time to be awake? And thinking? Thinking's overrated anyway.
Yeah, good. All right. So what if we tried it like you have a teacher who comes in and they're like all peppy and like, "Good morning, everyone, pop quiz." And you're all like, "Ugh." And then you're like trying to convince them that this is not the thing to do right now. You're like, no, no, no."
Ugh, why do they always schedule school at like the crack of dawn? Like, who decided 8 a.m. was a reasonable time to be awake and thinking? Thinking's overrated anyway.
Good, yeah. And then what if we try it like you're on the bus with your bestie and they're all like excited about school. Maybe there's something like fun happening, like a cool school assembly with performers are coming, or there's like a big choir thing that they're excited about or something, and you're just like, I can't. It's way too early for this energy. And you're like, I was up so late working on a paper, and you're just like, tone it down.
Okay. Ugh, why do they always schedule school like crack of dawn? Who decided 8 a.m. was a reasonable time to be awake and thinking? Thinking's overrated anyway.
Nice. Yeah, so a little more like casual and just like chill. What if we try, you're trying to convince your parents to homeschool you, and you're just like, this 8 a.m. thing is not working for me. No, no, no. I will do much better if I start trying to think at 10 a.m. instead. And you can help with this, mom and dad.
Okay, okay. uh, why do they always schedule school at like the crack of dawn? Who decided 8 a.m. was a reasonable time to be awake and thinking? Thinking It's overrated anyway.
Yeah, like maybe you're like, Mom, Dad, like we all know I'm not gonna end up being like Bill Nye the Science Guy. I'm gonna be doing construction work or something, you know? So like, come on. Right? Like where you're just like, that's not me. I'm gonna do something else. Let's be real. You're like, thinking is not for me, parents. Yeah. Trying to get out of that school life, school grind. Good. All right. So the next one, yeah, so I feel like you have some fun different ways. I feel like my favorite was probably just talking to your friend, being like, oh, it's so early. But I feel like you could do any of those. The next one is the one where you were up all night, like fighting monsters. And you're like, man, I didn't even get home till midnight. And you're like, that's way past my bedtime. I'm tired. So I don't know. Like it says you flop onto your back. So I don't know. Maybe it's like summer break and your mom like wakes you up early anyway, and you like go to your friend's house and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna take a nap. You could be like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something, and you like go to the library. And you're just like, no, it's too early for training. I was up so late.
Uh, why is life so unfair? I am just a normal teenage girl. I'm not supposed to be running around fighting monsters at night. Do you know how late I was out last night? Midnight. Midnight. That's like way past bedtime.
Yeah, I definitely got that like Buffy attitude. Like she has that, like she's strong, she's fierce, and she definitely has attitude about everything. And she's like, I just want to be a normal girl. Why did they pick me for this job anyway? And then, her handler, he's always like, you need to train more and you need education. And her friends are like, this is cool. And she's like, oh, I am tired. Like, I could definitely see her doing this. And she's like, I just want to go shopping and go to a party for once. If I'm going to be out till midnight, at least it should be for fun, not like saving the world in a cemetery. Like, ew, who wants to do that? So I feel like you got more of that kind of attitude. What if we did more of like an anime style with this, where it's more of that like anime overdub vibe?
Hmm. I'm trying to think. I feel like imagination wise, I'm like, how would that be? It would be like, why is life so unfair? I'm just a normal teenage girl. I'm not supposed to be running around fighting monsters at night. Do you know how late I was out last night? Midnight. Midnight. That's like way past the bedtime.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like anime has like a different energy to it than like American TV characters. So yeah. What if we did that it's a video game character and this is like a scene in the video game? Because I feel like those can be a little bit of a different energy as well.
Why is life so unfair? I'm just a normal teenage girl. I'm not supposed to be running around fighting monsters at night. Do you know how late I was out last night? Midnight. Midnight. That's like way past bedtime.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I could see you even like if your parents know that like you're a monster fighter or something, and they're like, you have to get up and come help take care of your little sibling while I go to work. And you're just like, are you kidding me? I already have to save the world from monsters, and now I have to babysit too? I could see it being something like that. I could see it being something like you have to get up and go to school, and you're like, "Ugh, school and saving the world, that's just too much. I know we're a superhero family, but come on. Like I feel like you're being asked to, and you're just like, oy vey, too early. Nice.
Going on.
So yeah. Let's try this next one, the I feel so heavy one. Um, yeah, it's like you just are like, I can't open my eyes. It's not happening. And I don't know exactly what's happening here. Like, is a spell on you? Did you like take a sleeping pill before bed and now you can't wake up? Is it like you're in a magical land of sleep? Or someone sprinkled, the
Being
Sandman came and
hypnotized.
sprinkled sand, sleeping sand on you or something? Like pixie dust for sleep. I don't know. Like, because it seems like, and you're like, am I dreaming? So, I mean, it could be
They're
that someone's like trying to
hypnotized.
wake you up. It could be. You could be hypnotized. Yeah. And they didn't snap you awake just yet. Yeah. So, just kind of make a choice and we're going to try it.
Okay. I feel so heavy. Like the world just wrapped me in soft, silkiest cloud. My eyes, they won't open, no matter how hard I try. Am I dreaming?
Yeah, you might be. That could be the choice. So then what if we let's try that hmm. You could
Drugged?
be, let's try that, yeah, like that you're drugged and like maybe you're under anesthesia or something. And it's like you had an accident and you're in surgery and there's like an angel talking to you, being like, I have an important message for you and you have to go home, and you're like, what's going on?
Okay. I feel so heavy. Like like the world has wrapped me in the softest, silkiest cloud. My eyes, they won't open, no matter how hard I try. Am I dreaming?
Yeah, I like that. Like at
I
the
don't know.
end, it's like you're like, oh, that's a pleasant thought. Am I dreaming? Yeah. And then let's try that you crashed your sled in the snow and you got knocked out. And now your friends or boyfriend or mom are trying to wake you up and you're just like, ah, but I'm so cozy. I don't want to wake up.
I feel so heavy. Like the world has wrapped me in the softest, silkiest clouds. My eyes, they won't open, no matter how hard I try. Am I dreaming?
Nice. Yeah, good. Good. Let's try that you wake up and you're like wrapped up in blankies in a dark room, and someone's like, shh, you gotta wake up, but be quiet. And you're like, what's going on? And you're just really cozy, all like snuggled up in bed, and it's like dark outside and you can't see anything. And they're like, hey, you gotta wake up.
I feel so heavy. Like the world has wrapped me in the softest, silkiest clouds. My eyes, they won't open, no matter how hard I try. Am I dreaming?
Yeah, that was cute. I could see that like kids who plan to like get up and wait for Santa Claus or something, and you actually fell asleep. Good. All right. And then this last one, you were clearly asleep, and then now you're awake, And you're like, wait a minute, I dreamed about you. You look familiar. Did you wake me up? What's going on here? Um, so you just are like waking up and you're confused and you're just like trying to figure stuff out is kind of how I take it.
Oh, where where am I? Was I dreaming? I remember the forest, but then darkness, deep, endless sleep. And you were in my dreams. Was it you who woke me?
Yeah, nice. I feel like this could be like a Sleeping Beauty or a Snow White, or it could be, like something like that because you talk about a deep, endless sleep. It could also be something though, like a sci-fi thing where you get put to sleep and they like ship you off to a new planet settlement somewhere and they like put you to sleep for 50 years on the way or something. And you like woke up early somehow and you're like, wait a minute, who are you? What's going on? Why are we awake? What's happening here?
Oh, there you
Um,
are. You are.
Oh, was there a little glitchy moment? Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
feel like it
sorry.
could be like the princesses, or I feel like it could also be like a sci-fi thing where you like go to sleep in a pod for a long time and they like freeze you and then you wake up 100 years later.
For
And you're just
sure, for
like,
sure.
where am I? What's happening? But yeah, I feel like we had talked about the princesses. So why don't we try one of those? Like you just got that true love's kiss that wakes you up.
Oh, where am I? Was I dreaming? I remember the forest, but then darkness, a deep and endless sleep. Oh, you were in my dreams. Was it you who woke me?
Yeah, you definitely took on more of that like character voice of that like I'm a sweet, princess character, and like Disney princess sound. Nice, good. And then I feel like too, like it never gets too dark or heavy feeling either because it has that like wonder and awe and like magical sound and like, and you know, oh, did you wake me up? You saved me. So we definitely got that kind of vibe in there. That was awesome. So, I feel like there was a lot of variety in here, even though we had a theme. Is there anything that you felt like kind of carries throughout all the different scripts as kind of like a rule of thumb?
I mean, for this one, I think it stood out the that the punctuation was really going to be important here, and
Yeah, I like that. So observing punctuation, that's a good one, a good takeaway. What would you say is maybe the thing that you felt the strongest in, the thing that you were like, this felt really good or was really fun?
um, I don't know why I always think that being a teenage girl is the most fun, just because it
Yeah.
can be done so many ways. You could be obnoxious, you could
Mhm.
be
Quiet and
just out of
shy. You
touch,
could be
or
nerdy.
yeah.
Yeah, like so many different things. You can do any of the like high school stereotypes with it. The rebel, the artsy one, There are so many different ways to take it. Very studious and hardworking and responsible. The like goody goody character. Yeah, I like that too. It's a lot of fun. Um, and then what would you say is maybe the thing that was the most challenging that we did today?
I think that the commercial one in the beginning with the three different feels to
Yeah.
combine, because like that was the most difficult, because
Cool. Yeah.
I wanted to automatically push it together, but
Ah, yeah.
you really did a great job of being like, perhaps these are just like separate
Mhm.
things on their own, and I just
Yeah.
it didn't even come to mind. So it just
Sure,
shows that
yeah.
I need to think outside of the box even, a bit more.
Yeah, I love that. Just like stretching yourself creatively more. And, maybe you have this first instinct, but then you're like, but what if I approach it a little differently? And what'll happen if I do this or that? So, yeah, like stretching yourself to be more playful with it, to explore different ideas. I love that. Yeah, good. Awesome. Well, great work today, Shamara. I thought this was really fun. All the different character types and like experimenting with what if it's a video game, what if it's anime, what if it's just like a regular American movie. Um, like the different styles and then having character inspirations like Buffy or a Disney princess, that kind of thing. I think all of that was, really fun to explore. And then you'll find for yourself as an individual, you'll go, this tool really helps me when I do that particular thing. But then like others who go, that didn't work for me as well. And that's okay. You just go, all right, well, I won't use that tool right now. I'll use this other one. And so you'll find the things that you're like, this works a little bit better for me. And you'll find the things that you go, that really clicked and that made sense. And that felt really, satisfying that way. And it like resonated as a true, like authentic take. And then you'll do other things that you're like, no. So I
I
really
felt like
appreciate.
most of the things I did today were bad, and I apologize.
Oh,
Like I was out cold, and then my alarm was like,
wake
"You have voice."
up. So
I was like,
you were the
I was
person
just
who got to
napping on the.
nap, right?
I was
Yeah,
the
you're that
napper. I was
person who's
not just the
like,
nap.
you love sleep, falling for the mattress, or like dreams start here, nap after nap. Right? Today you were like, I feel that. That's me today.
I was me today.
Oh, I love it. So you're like, I didn't even have to act. It just, I was like, that's me.
But now I'm
Oh,
awake, so
oh.
like,
Well, hopefully you can either, get back to sleep or you can get some stuff done and then fall asleep in a
yeah.
timely fashion. So, well, nice work today, Shamara. Great work, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
All right, thank
Bye,
you.
Shamara. Yeah, thank you. Great work. Bye-bye.